Okay, so we're going to talk about how to run a Breadbox report. There are three simple steps to take. The first is you will run a carrier illustration. It's a very specific carrier illustration design, which we'll talk about in just a minute here. We'll also have you fill out a very simple spreadsheet with design parameters of what you're looking to model in terms of floors and caps and things like that. And then once you have those two documents, you will upload those through our Breadbox online portal. Very simple. So let's first start off talking about how to run the very specific carrier illustration design. The first thing to know is that you're going to want to run that carrier illustration using the 1-year annual point-to-point S&P 500 index option. So make sure you select that as the index option. Secondly, you do not want to use any multipliers or high cap options or additional bonus riders in this particular carrier illustration. The reason is that if you do want to teach your client how these type of features work, you can build them into the Breadbox report. So what we're looking for is more of a vanilla carrier illustration design, so we can take that vanilla raw data. We're going to import that into our Breadbox report software, and then all of those design features will be used to generate that output design in your Breadbox report. You also want to make sure that your contribution and distribution amounts are annual, in other words, not monthly. So the contributions are going to be the equivalent of your premium contributions, and the distributions are going to be the income drawdowns that you want to illustrate in the policy. And then you're also going to want to run that illustration using participating or alternate policy loans for all of the distribution years. Okay, this next parameter you're probably not used to. Maybe you are, but a lot of agents are not. And that is you're going to check the charges box on the reports/output design tab in the carrier illustration software. Now, the reason we want you to check that box is we want to be able to see all of the different standard policy charges. Again, these would not include things like multiplier charges or high cap option charges or additional bonus rider charges. We do not want to include any of those in this particular illustration design, but we do want to see the raw standard policy charges. Okay, so now that we've talked about how to design the distributions in the carrier illustration that you will send us, and now we've also talked about how to check the charges box so that we can see all of the standard policy charges in the illustration you're going to send us. The last thing I wanted to mention here is that the annual distributions that you're going to run in these carrier illustrations must not exceed basis in any given year. In other words, the distributions we want to see are for income, not one large lump sum distribution that you might find in, say, a premium financing design. Okay, step number 2 is to fill out the input sheet that is in Excel format. This is a very simple sheet to fill out. When you fill this sheet out, you will essentially go to breadboxsolutions.com and you will log in with your username and password that you issued once you've signed up for a subscription. So you will go to the My Account page. You will download the input template and save it to your desktop. And you go ahead and fill out the desired design parameters. Again, things like the floor, the cap, the multiplier bonus schedules, etc., etc. But once you've completed these two documents, you will then upload them through our online portal at breadboxsolutions.com. And then we'll go ahead and run your Breadbox report and email it back to you. Very, very simple. And that's it. Those are the 3 simple steps. Our office will then receive your documents and your request. They will then design your Breadbox report and email it to you, typically within 24 to 48 hours. And now you know how to submit your Breadbox report request.